Have you ever wondered if you should be moving money or potentially saving money differently instead of going into your pre-tax TSP, going into your Roth TSP account? Well, if you ever have, then stay tuned for this FERS Federal Fact Check. Hi, I'm Micah Shalansky with Plan Your Federal Retirement. Today we have a great question that's coming from Robin about where should you be saving money as you're building it for retirement? Should it go into your traditional TSP account, which is pre-tax, which has some great benefits? Should it go into a Roth account, which also has some other great benefits? What's the best answer for today? But also, what's the best answer for the future? So Robin writes, she's about 10 years in from retirement and she's wanting to stop putting money into the traditional TSP and start a Roth. Is that doable? Robin, that is a fantastic question. Well, there's pros and cons to both, the way we get to set this up. But first, before we talk about those, let's step back and understand a little bit how taxes work. Now, in our taxes, whenever we talk tax planning, we have our favorite tax buckets, right? In our tax buckets, we have our first one, which is ordinary income, which is the worst type of tax to pay. Why is ordinary income the worst type of tax to pay? Because it's the highest. Anywhere between 0 to 35+% you could be paying in federal income taxes. If you happen to live in a state which has a state income tax, then that's in addition to that you'd have to pay as well. So what's subject to ordinary income tax? Your paycheck that comes on a W-2. This could be interest. This could be dividends, depending on how those are set up. This could be rental property. All are subject to ordinary income that's coming in. Several other things, but just for an example. Now, if we don't like ordinary income and we want to do something different, we move on to our next bucket, which is our tax-deferred bucket. Now, tax-deferred bucket is fantastic because we get to defer our taxes. And this is a good example of this is your TSP account. This could be an IRA account. This could be a 401k account. A lot of different things this could be. Now, the benefit of tax deferred is that we get to defer. We get to say, hey, I'm going to put $10,000 into my TSP. Well, actually, this year you could put up to $30,000 in your TSP account if you're over 50, which is fantastic. So if you're going to put $30,000 in the TSP, you can say, you know what? I really want that tax deduction today. I'd love to pay less in taxes. So what you can do is you can elect to put your TSP contribution into the pre-tax portion, the tax-deferred portion. That lowers your taxability today, which is fantastic. But over time, hopefully your TSP is going to go up and going to go down, and hopefully it's going to be growing over time. And when you retire, when you decide to pull money out of your TSP, the first place that money goes to is our ordinary income tax bucket. Now, what's the worst type of tax to pay? Ordinary income tax. That's why this is tax deferred. We're deferring the taxes to the future. Now, sometimes I hear from retirees, Micah, that's what I want to do because when I retire, my taxes will be less. Is that really going to be the case? I don't know. With a lot of my clients, it's generally not, but maybe you're the exception. Now, there's a lot of other things we think about in tax planning, but for simplicity's sake, there's another tax bucket that we can talk about. This happens to be my favorite bucket. This is a tax-free bucket. We put money in the tax-free bucket and you pay zero income taxes when you pull this money out. The best example of this is a Roth. This could be a Roth TSP, this could be a Roth IRA. Now we put money into this account. So same example, maybe it's your Roth TSP account. There's no income limit on a Roth TSP. You could put in the full, if you're over 50, $30,000 into this account every single year, which is fantastic. What's the downside? I get no tax deduction on that money today, but that money's going to be deferred. It's going to grow. And as long as I access that money after 59 and a half and 5 years of having it in there, anything that money comes out will be 100% tax free. That's fantastic. So Robin, in your case, when you have 10 years to go before you're going to use the money, this money you're saving, 10 plus years, maybe a Roth is going to make a lot of sense for you. There could be some other things. Maybe you're in a high income tax state. You're going to move to a tax-free state. There could be some other reasons, but I'm a huge Roth fan. The younger you are, I think it's even more appropriate. I want more of that growth. But even for my retirees, I'm doing Roth conversions with clients. We're doing Roth fundings with a lot of clients, even that they're retiring this year. They may be retired already for 10 years. That doesn't mean the Roth is a bad idea. The Roth still could be a good tool for you. Really understand how the taxes work. That's the biggest thing with this. There's a tax implication. Know what those are. And keep in mind, you're not playing you should not be playing taxes 1 year at a time. That's checkers. I want to play chess with the IRS. I want to pay taxes over the next 10 years, over the next 15 years. How much is that really going to be? And how do you beat the IRS out of tens of thousands of dollars? For more information like this, make sure you jump on our website, planyourfederalretirement.com. Till next time, happy planning.